Alright, so this week's episode we have the Treasure of Griffinstone, that being this week's episode. And yeah, we have a Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash episode this week with the cutie map. And another paying attention to the continuity. And surprisingly, this season has been paying attention to a lot of continuity. With an appearance by Maraiki's character Gilda, which, of course, you know, Maraiki, who plays Gilda, which we haven't seen Gilda since Season 1, which I know her as Revy in Black Lagoon. But, of course, let's get on with the episode. So, Pinkie Pie is making some baked goods at Sugar Cube Corner when her cutie mark starts glowing. And, of course, she heads over there as, of course, not only is Pinkie Pie's cutie mark glowing, but it's also Rainbow Dash that is summoned over to Griffinstone, a new location that is the new area that we're basically being shown to on the map. But basically Twilight's we get told about the backstory of this place, where apparently King Grover... I was going to make a Sesame Street reference, but I decided not to. Basically had like this chalice or whatever, but the chalice was stolen as both Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash decide to go over there. They ask why Twilight isn't going, but of course, as we know, Twilight isn't summoned there. They basically head over there and they figure out that the town is basically in ruins. Like, basically it's like a near wasteland of a place. Not like a Fallout-style wasteland or something like that, but it sort of has a near economy of some sorts. You probably understand sort of where I'm going at. More to it where I'm going at with this. So, here's what happens. Basically, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie head over to the place, and it turns out that the place is in shambles. They see Gilda as, of course, she still remembers them from Season 1, after the whole, you know, the whole party disaster and all that. She, after talking about the chalice or whatever, an old Griffin tells them the entire backstory, which both of them get different perspectives on what's supposed to be solved, whether it's the chalice or whether it's solving their economy issue. Like, Pinkie Pie thinks it's the economy issue, while Rainbow Dash thinks it's getting their chalice back that will solve their economy problem. Or at least solve their kingdom problem. And both of them go their different ways. Which, of course, their problem is that these Griffins are greedy. They want all of their bits. It's like, you buy ropes, you get bits. You want answers, you get bits. You want somebody to tighten your helmet, you get bits. You ask for help, you get bits. You ask somebody to throw down a rope, you get bits. You ask somebody to tie your shoes, you get bits. You ask somebody to replace your dish remote, you get bits. I mean, you get my point. But But basically what Pinkie Pie does in the long run is that she goes along with Gilda as she basically basically makes scones with her. And of course in the long run it basically turns out to be delicious. Which is what she was making in the beginning of the episode. But of course, Rainbow Dash winds up getting herself in a pickle, of course, as she finds herself in a situation where she winds up getting stuck at the bottom of a deep, deep, deep trench, where the person she was, where the storekeeper, who was constantly asking her for bits, basically abandoned her at the bottom of the hill, all because Rainbow Dash had no bits left. Pinkie Pie and Gilda come across her and basically get her stuck out of the trench. And Gilda basically winds up becoming the new, the town's new friendship slash scone baker. And basically they solve the friendship problem of the place. And they head back to Ponyville. And if I remember right, the episode ends there. But they don't retrieve the... Oh yeah, and they don't retrieve the chalice, because it turns out that the scones is all that they needed to solve. Overall, the Treasure of Griffinstone was an interesting story of itself. They definitely need more time to think about this. Again, my vlogs, the more I think about it, are more of initial opinions of how, more initial opinions on the episodes, more than just deep thoughts about the episodes I saw themselves. But overall, it was a very interesting episode, but how was fitting a kitty map episode into, like, fitting this and fitting, like, a whole entire kitty map episode into a 30-minute, or I should say, 22 to 23-minute episode? Well, I definitely do have to say, it definitely was a good idea at best. I mean, don't get me wrong, it definitely had some interesting ideas going for it. It had a motorcycle. It definitely had a interesting idea going for it. For the idea for fitting a friendship problem into such a situation like this. And definitely reformed Maraiki's character into a really good character, and we got more flashback, and we definitely got a flashback into how Gilda and Rainbow Dash became good friends with each other, which definitely was something I really wanted to see, because, you know, Gilda was, to be brutally honest, an interesting character, because Griffins are real interesting characters. But to be interesting, changelings are pretty interesting, seeing as the fact that I do voice them part of the time. But definitely, I look forward to seeing them in the looking forward to see 23-minute cutie map episodes in the very near future. So, overall, it definitely is something to, so definitely, kitty map episodes are definitely something to look forward to in the very near future, if it's something to, if they definitely come up with more of them with inside the, like I said, the very near future. But of course, that is if we don't have any more gaps. But unfortunately, they are. That being, we have one May 30th and June 6th. You heard me right. We have one May 30th, the one being where I'm at Everfree Northwest, and June 6th. So, 2 weeks in total. That means I gotta find something to do in my spare time. That being, next week we got the premiere of the Equestria Girls shorts, which you could obviously easily watch on the Equestria Girls on the Rainbow Rocks Blu-ray or DVD or whatever you watched it on, maybe YouTube. Which is a missed chance. I mean, they could have easily premiered the 100th episode at Everfree Northwest. Don't get me wrong. It was a missed opportunity. Like, think about it. It wasn't the premiere, okay, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, think about it. The 100th episode at Everfree Northwest. That would have been genius. Like, all the the Slice of Life episodes at the Brony conventions. That would have been genius. But, of course, we don't get them. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. But, of course, I want to hear from you guys. So, The Treasure of Griffinstone, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click on the name of this channel or the little vector down here if you want to see more. And as always, I'm the FiM Guy, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, or at least my convention vlogs, for more of my videos. And I hope you enjoyed my documentary, because I put a lot of hard work and effort. But of course, I'm the FiM Guy, and I'll see you guys right back here in the very near future.